So the ZR1 is getting spotted in a whole bunch of different places, but most recently, GM engineers have decided to take it to the awesome tail of the dragon. Also, there's a super rare Corvette that just sold for over $7 million. And today we're finally announcing the winner of our channel giveaway. So all that news and more in today's video. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and our continuation of news for the week, where we talk all about what's going on in the Corvette world. Everything from the latest ZR1 C8 news to things I actually just found in the week that I thought would be interesting to share. So if you like what you hear and you haven't subscribed to the channel, I invite you to join the club and like this video if you haven't already. It does help me grow this channel and share it to others who might be interested also. So thank you for the support. All right, starting off this news video, we first are going to be looking at ZR1 news, and it's shots of the ZR1 road testing in a new area. Generally, we've been seeing the ZR1 test in very cold environments, some high altitude environments, even some snow environments. GM is basically making sure that the ZR1 can handle any kind of environment that a customer could put it through. But it's nice to see that GM has decided to test the ZR1 in probably one of the most famous roads in America, and that is at the tail of the dragon. If you're not familiar with the tail of the dragon, it's an 11-mile stretch of US 129 in Deals Gap, Tennessee and North Carolina. It's a super famous road with over 300 sharp turns and corners, bordered by the Great Smoky Mountains and Cherokee National Forest, all with no intersecting roads or driveways to hamper your experience. So it's beautiful views, and it's just a great spot to drive, whether you have a sports car or frankly a motorcycle for that matter. And this time the tail of the dragon was graced with the presence of the ZR1 Corvette in all of the different configurations to basically see how it handles those beautiful roads. So the cars were first spotted in Louisville, but then showed up parked in front of a Cheddar's restaurant in London, Kentucky. So it looks like they were making their way down there south on I-75. And then ultimately the next sighting was then on the stretch of US 129 on the tail of the dragon. And honestly, I'm so glad that there was someone there with their camera to get beautiful shots of these cars. It's not the first time that we've seen early prototype C8s travel those routes. We've seen it with the C8 Z06 and the Stingray out there. And I want to say that the E-Ray is most likely made an appearance out there, but it looks like the only pictures that we've seen ever of the E-Ray that we've come across is when there was an E-Ray that crashed on the Dragon back in October of last year. And that one was someone's actual car, if I recall. So in any case, it's a beautiful road, but as you can see, definitely a little bit tricky to maneuver around and can end pretty badly if you go past the limit. Alrighty, but the next piece of news that we're going to go over goes into the classic Corvettes, and recently an ultra rare Generation 1 Corvette just sold, and get this, it sold for $7.7 million. Now, what kind of Corvette sells for that kind of crazy dollar amount? Well, the name of that Corvette is the Corvette SS. It's a 1957 special edition racing Corvette. Now, what makes this Corvette so special? Well, it's because it was the first official Corvette from GM to be specifically designed to go racing. Before this car, since Corvette's inception in 1953, they were never really in the racing scene and hadn't been for the 4 years until 1957. And to its customers before then, the Corvette was considered sporty, but it was underpowered and it really wasn't considered a true sports car. So GM had to fix that, and this was their first answer in the Corvette SS, all headed by the one and only Zora Arkus-Duntov, who was considered to many to be the father of the Corvette. So under his leadership, the Corvette SS was developed under a project originally classified as Project XP64. It was such a crazy design, using a tubular space frame chassis and a tuned version of their existing 282 cubic inch V8 from back in the day. And it debuted on the 12 Hours of Sebring in 1957, but it was short-lived as the car had to be retired early for multiple car-related issues, including excessive heat in the car and a rear bushing failure. Shortly after, the Automotive Manufacturer Association voted to ban manufacturers in motor racing, and the car was unfortunately retired from racing altogether. So it was short-lived as a racing car, but it set the foundation for Corvette's long history in racing, and is a true piece of American history. And it's that reason why car collectors especially love this piece of history and why it sold for such a crazy amount that it did. And speaking of history and Zora, the next piece of news I had come across actually was pretty interesting to me, and I had to share it with you guys. So it's come to light that the Corvette owned by Zora Arkus-Duntov, known as the father of Corvette, his Corvette is being restored by the National Corvette Museum. And that's special because of the rich history behind the man who owned it. So Zora, the father of the Corvette, made a lot of history improving the Corvette brand throughout the years, all the way from the C1 Corvette in 1955, where he convinced GM to throw in a V8 small block into the car, finally give it some power, to literally launching the racing history of the Corvette brand and a ton of other things until he retired in 1975. During that time, ironically though, Zora never owned a Corvette. He drove a lot of Corvettes, but he actually didn't own one until near his retirement in 1975, when he actually decided to buy his very own Corvette. I mean, it kind of makes sense as an executive that he wouldn't purchase a car from his own employer. I mean, he had access to practically any Corvette and GM car for that matter to drive during his tenure. But he did purchase at his retirement a fully loaded 1974 big block Stingray Corvette, which he drove regularly for a decade and a half later. He even had it custom painted in a two-tone blue before ultimately selling the car in 1989. And it wasn't until his death in 1996 that the car was actually donated to the National Corvette Museum by the current owner. And now the Corvette is receiving a mix of restoration and preservation work to ensure that it will remain a beautiful museum piece and basically maintain the level of condition that would honor his name. So currently the museum has said that the restorers have already separated the body and chassis from each other and access the parts that require the most attention, which include the frame, which has been stripped to the bare metal. And with any good restoration project, they have gone ahead and sealed the whole frame with rust preventative coating before reinstalling a refreshed front and rear suspension system. The 454 cubic inch V8 was completely removed and rebuilt and was the most recent piece to be reunited with the chassis. So a lot of really cool progress on a Corvette driven by a legendary engineer. And from all I've seen, it looks like the primary focus is on the restoration for the items under the hood and trying to keep the outside paint as original as possible with a two-tone blue paint, with a little exception of putting Arkus-Duntov's initials letter onto the door. So a pretty good commemoration to a legend of a person that we really owe a great deal when it comes to the name of the Corvette. So okay, so that's the last bit of news for the channel for this week, but we still have an important announcement, and we are announcing the winner of our second giveaway of the channel. And that is the throttle controller from CForce Performance. Guys, I really want to thank all of you for all the awesome feedback and interest in the giveaway, and ultimately all of those who submitted for the giveaway. Again, if you don't win, you can always check out CForce Performance's website, and you can use my discount code New Horizon to actually save your money should you choose to buy one. So okay, so I have my computer here already ready to go with everybody's name that had entered the giveaway. I have it I'm using just a basic randomizer wheel, like wheelofnames.com kind of deal. I have all the names down here that you can see, 79 of them kind of deal, and I'll go ahead, hit the shuffle button a couple of times. So it's all randomized. It's whoever is going to be the winner. I don't even know the winner. I'm literally picking it out as I'm recording this video. So good luck to everybody. Let's see who is the winner. And it looks like the winner is going to be LeeGod1717. So LeeGod, congratulations, you just won a throttle controller. So if you can, send me an email at newhorizonc8@gmail.com. We can confirm your information so we can send that prize to you. So I do plan on doing another giveaway. I have a few pieces in mind, but it just hasn't happened yet, and I didn't want to wait too much longer to announce the winner. So when I do announce the next giveaway, I'll make another video to let you guys know all about it. And yeah, with that being said, our next big video will be presenting the History of Speed, which is a new series of videos where we're going to be talking about all the rich history of our favorite sports cars. And we are going to be starting with the Generation 1 Corvette. So I'm super excited about it. It should be dropping very, very soon. When it does, you will see it right here. But until then, please check out any of my other videos. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.